So I've taken a trade outside of the window based on the setup that presented itself within the window, but I've attempted a few times to get in, and it's been hasn't been an easy start to the week. We haven't had any explosive moves in the US session, um, other than dollar CAD, but I wasn't around for it. Um, so there's the W. There's the retest of the formation, and there's the subsequent rejection and move up. I actually tried to get in a couple of times over here on these wicks. They didn't pan out, but the last trade has first one was a break even, second one was a loss, and this third attempt, which will be my last attempt, which I've now moved to break even, and we're targeting the last week's lows. Sorry, we're targeting Friday's lows, and we're trying to break last week's lows to the upside, which are over here. Right, those are last week's lows made on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Wednesday was the low. So that's the template for last week. And I'm presuming that we're coming up into the low-hanging fruits given from London session. So I'm just trying to scalp up to the Friday's low, where I'm presuming there will be some resistance, and that's dollar Swiss. Dollar CAD, something identified yesterday. It was trading up from 135 the figure. Had I been here for it, it would have played out really well. Now, the point being that we are across the board consolidating last week's moves. So we're looking for these coils to play out for us later in the week. We got better execution in London, but in New York it's been pretty tricky. But with the CAD, it was a reasonably nice setup on the yeah. So as I was saying, we've had sort of three pushes down into the lows, and then we had this engulfment. So there was a nice entry in here on the lower time frames. See what that looked like. So three pushes into the lows for the day, double bottom, engulfment, three line strike. We had this change of structure as well over here. So this is a nice tool I'm using, Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo. It's very helpful in identifying when we have a break of a change of character in the market. So it can keep you disciplined as to waiting for those breaks of structure and pulling back into the peak formations. And then when you get a signal like a three line strike, it can be used as a trigger to get in. So that would have worked out really well had I been concentrating on CAD. I should have been, not to worry. But again, coming into the low hanging fruit given to us in London, spiking into that 25 pips into the figure from below 135. New Zealand, well, we're trying to work from the highs of last week into here, and we'll just have to sit on our hands on this one because we're not getting the setup that we want as of yet. I'm still on the front side of the 15-minute trend line. We're yet to see a break of structure. Having said that, if we had been working from the highs of last week on a micro basis, you had this trend line here that gave way, but then we're not really executing at the highs of the day. It's a bit low down to be doing anything with this, so there was nothing to do with sterling yen. We were too high up by the time we came into New York. Wanting stuff that is at the week's low, last week's low, not halfway through the range. Aussie, similar scenario with the Kiwi. Just draw that trend line more accurately. Done with a broad brush, really. Let's sort of bring it out over there. So we're looking for it to slide over here. Same with sterling, still on the front side of the trend line, and we're still sort of middle of the range in terms of the last week's template. Moving towards the upper quarter, and that's when we can look for an opportunity for a sell. Euro, we'll break even on that Swiss. Euro, we are coiling towards last month's highs, above last week's highs. See how we get on later in the week. And dollar yen, same sort of scenario, still on the front side of the trend line and touch above last week's highs. See how we get on.